Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? The New Holland is continuing on in the field down the bottom and doing a wonderful job as well, even if I do say so myself, because, you know, I am, well, technically I'm not the one that's actually doing it. That would be the AI vehicle extension that's doing it, but it's still doing a fantastic job. It's I was actually just watching it with the the AI thing switched on, and it does look very impressive when it's doing its route finding around the field. It's particularly impressive, I thought. So let me just switch that on again properly. There we go, and we can come in around here. So my question for this week: when we get to South America, what would you like me to do about pigs? Would you like me to have pigs on the map? I don't know why it's not got rid of that grass there. Oh, that sometimes the grass on this map is a slightly different texture than standard grass. It's not something that can be interacted with. It just kind of stays there, so that's why we've got a little piece of grass up there. Yeah, so when we get to South America, what would you like me to do about pigs? Would you like me to have pigs on the map? Because if you do, I don't intend to start them from scratch, and then have to like get all the crops and everything ready and stuff like that. What I'd like to do is to be able to go into pigs a little bit later on, but be able to like get several pigs all at once and have the crops and the fields and that available so that we can start doing pigs on a bigger scale right from the start, because we've done the whole building up from nothing in Sosniovka, and I don't want to repeat that same process again. I'd rather just kind of get stuck into it if we're going to do them. We won't start with them. We definitely won't, because I've already asked you that, and you said you want me to start with 160 cows. So we would move to those later on if you want me to have them. Otherwise, I won't have pigs at all. If you vote against it, we won't have pigs on the next map, on the South American map. We will just concentrate on the cows and the crops, which will predominantly focus around sugarcane production, because obviously that is the new crop, and that's the one that we're going to want to look at, as well as trying to look at as many of the new pieces of machinery as we possibly can whilst we're down there. And then once we sort of get through the new machinery, obviously anything that we're not going to be doing with the new machinery we'll be using John Deere's for, because that's what you voted for. So what would you like? Would you like me to do pigs or not? Yes or no? Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And I did it again. I put that in completely the wrong order. It's your vote. It's your game. I'm supposed to say that first. I really am. I should know how this works by now, you know, considering that I've been doing this for quite a while. And I would just like to say an absolutely massive thank you to everybody that has been supporting me, everybody that has joined the channel and has, you know, joined this the team, the happy little family, whatever you want to call it, that we've got going here. We reached 50,000 subscribers on Sunday. I forgot to mention this yesterday. I was a little bit distracted with some other things going on, but yes, 50,000 subscribers. We actually got to 50,000. Now, why have you stopped? You're not supposed to stop. Oh, I'm wondering if it's because of the crop in the field here. Maybe that's got something to do with it. 50,000! That's absolutely fantastic. So a huge thank you to everybody that has sort of been a part of it and has joined the channel and has helped make this happen. It's absolutely amazing. I don't actually have a 50k subscriber special planned. I will be doing a Halloween special, which is going to be to do with the hunting of the snark. I did talk to you about this before. It's definitely not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm hoping that some people will at least enjoy it. Now, am I going... Yes, I do have this the right way around, but I got a feeling that it doesn't like the fact that we're doing this on potatoes, so I'm not going to be able to let it continue running. I think, yeah, it's going super slow at the moment. I'll bring that up. It's looking like it wants to try to do its turn. Yeah, it's stopping now completely. It doesn't like it. So we're going to have to do this one with... I'm going to have to go round the field once more with the standard AI. But before I do that, I want to go this way and just sort this one out, because he's gone a little bit nuts. We're also going to have to refill this one very soon. Right. We just come up round... Ooh. Okay, this is going to be a little bit interesting to try and get out of here. So, yes, I've got a Halloween special planned, which is, you know, it can kind of be a combined Halloween and 50k thank you special as well. It's You may like it, you may not. I'm literally just doing the hunting of the Snark and trying to find some decent footage to put it to. Because there are so many people out there who have no idea what I'm talking about when I mention the hunting of the Snark. It's by a guy called Lewis Carroll, and that name may sound familiar because he is the guy that wrote Alice in Wonderland, which many people consider to be his finest work. However, I don't, and I'm not alone in this. I consider The Hunting of the Snark as a kind of a nonsense poem he wrote for children to be his finest work, and there are those who consider it to be a bit of a horror story. And you'll see why when I do this. I'll release the video on Halloween, I think. Maybe the day before. I don't know yet. I haven't quite decided how it's going to pan out, but that's what I'm going to try and do. For actual subscriber special videos, I will be doing a full face reveal video for 100,000 subscribers, and we're now halfway. We've gotten there a lot faster than I thought, so we could very well end up getting to 100,000 subscribers a lot quicker than I first thought that we would. That is absolutely fantastic. I think that is absolutely incredible. So if you would like to see the full face reveal video, then please keep doing what you're doing. Keep sharing my videos. Please keep telling your friends all about me. Get them coming to watch these videos so that they subscribe as well. And when we reach 100,000 subscribers, I will do a face reveal video. I've already asked my wife, Leia, if she can start looking for some sort of video camera that we can use to do this. And how we're going to do it, I don't really know. She may be in the video, she may not. It will depend on how she's feeling on that day. I've told you, I have mentioned it before, but she does have MS, which is multiple sclerosis, which is a bit of a beast of a disease. It varies very, very much from day to day. Some days she'll be feeling really good, and other days she'll be feeling really run down and unable to do very much. She also has something called sarcoidosis, which means that she gets symptoms very similar to rheumatoid arthritis in her ankles and her wrists. They all swell up and she can't use them very well. So if she's not having a good day, if she's having a really bad week because of either of those things, then she won't be in the video. But she will have a couple of pictures picked out, or at least a picture picked out, that I will show you so that you can see Leia as well, because I did promise that that would happen. So she will either appear in pictures or she will appear in person. I don't really know yet. And I will appear in a video, and I will introduce myself, and I'll at least show you my computer setup. That's kind of the plan. I'm going to show you my desk, my computer setup, and Sen was saying to me, right, well, that means you're going to have to tidy up your desk. You do realize this. You are going to have to tidy up your desk because it's an absolute pigsty. She's right. It is a bit of a mess, and it's always a mess. I'm quite a messy worker with my desk. You know, I've seen people doing their setups before and seeing his videos, and everything is immaculate. There's no dust on anything. It's just absolutely perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything is in its place, exactly where it should be. And I look at this and I just think, that's like, it's like a setup that's in a shop. It looks amazing. And yeah, that would never happen for me. Everything is, my keyboard's covered in dust. Well, my keyboard's so old that half the letters have actually worn off now completely. So some of the letters on it you can't see anymore. There's bits of rubbish lying around. I've got hundreds of post-it notes piled up everywhere that I use for making notes for all kinds of different things. And yeah, I just can't see me being able to do a, present one of those perfect little perfect desks that people do present with these kinds of videos, and sort of show it off and say, oh, look at this, it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, that's not going to happen. If that's what you're looking for, I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed, because all you're going to see from me is just a mess. I'm not tidying it up. I will show you what it's like when I actually work, how I actually produce the videos. That's what you're going to see. That's what people have been wanting to see for a while. They want to see pictures of the computer setup. So that's what I'll do along with the face reveal video when I am... Now, is this going to work going this way, or is it going to get confused again? No, it's actually going to work. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for my face reveal video. But we've got to get to 100,000 subscribers first. So keep doing what you're doing. And once again, just an absolute massive thank you for all of your support. It's just been absolutely incredible. It's just kind of come out of nowhere. We've grown by like 4,000 subscribers in the last 8 days. It's just gone insane since I started doing the Gold Rush stuff. So some of you are new from all the Gold Rush, and you've joined in. It's not only the Gold Rush, it's also the Frith Sub Rush, and it's been absolutely awesome. It's been incredible. So I don't really, there's nothing else really for me to say about it. It's just thank you very much. It's absolutely awesome, and here's to the next 50,000. Hopefully we get there fairly soon, and you'll be able to look at my absolutely appalling mess of a desk that has got just, yeah, everything lying everywhere. It's terrible. It really is. Sen may not show her face in the video purely because she doesn't want to be associated with the absolute tip that is my workstation. But, yeah, we'll see when we get a bit closer to the date. Right, so what I'm going to do with this one, because it doesn't seem to like the potato field there, I'm going to manually go round this time, and I might do it once more. I missed a tiny little bit there. That's all right. And you can turn reasonably sharp with these. I did turn too sharp there. That was too sharp of a turn. You can sort of tell when you're turning too sharp because the front of the machine starts pulling sideways, and that's when you're going too sharp. You don't want the machine to be dragging sideways too much because that will damage coulters and damage the cultivation bits and all sorts. It doesn't do the machine a lot of good. So you can turn, but you just don't want to be doing it too hard. So let's just bring this one down here, and then we can out and flip round. And then I'm going to use the standard AI for doing the rest of this, and hopefully that will be able to do the potato field without too much trouble, because it didn't like the in-game AI, and I got a feeling it was just because of that potato field, and I don't really know why it would do. No, I did that wrong. I pressed both buttons when I shouldn't have. I should have just pressed one button. So let's do both of them now, and then it'll work. There we go. I got a feeling it's something to do with that potato field, but I don't really know why it's getting confused about that, because there's no potatoes in there. There's nothing planted. Unless there is. No, I don't think there is. But then that shouldn't... No, there isn't. It's got potatoes, but I don't think they're actually planted. I think that they are in the withered state. Yeah, withered. So I don't know why that's big peculiar like that. It seems a little bit strange. We'll see. Well, we need to test and see if the standard help will do it or not. It may not even cope with having the standard help on there. Just go on around this piece. So once I've done this is going to be planted with wheat. Then the double field over there, that's also going to be planted with wheat. And I think that's about it for wheat. I think we're going to put canola in the middle. There was a couple of fields of canola that we had in the middle over there that we combined, that we bought. We'll plant those with wheat as well, and we're going to plant the canola over on the other side, which is sort of through that way in the middle. And I'm going to get... We will finish planting this week. We'll get all the planting done this week so that we can then... because we're doing fertilizer with the planting, we're not going to have to worry about doing any more fertilizer. So we can literally then just fast forward through the summer and get going on the combining. So I need to go Control H to get this, and then you switch that one there to off, so it just goes to the normal AI, and it should then work. So let's just drop it in there and see what it does. Okay, now it's working absolutely fine. So it's something to do with the potatoes on this field that the AI extension didn't particularly like. So we're just going to have to tidy up this field at the end of it, because the normal AI does do some strange things sometimes with how it sort of figures out its patterns on the ground. I mean, it's going to there because it's going to stop a little bit too early, but that's all right. We'll come back to that one. And yes, I know that we do actually have this gate open. I've only done that so that I can get to the water trough with the tractor. We've put an electric fence across there. That's what we've got. We've got an electric fence. It's invisible. You can't actually see it. But it is there and it is working. Right, what are you doing now? It's managed to get just fine around the other piece on there. So we're making progress here. But in order for us to be able to finish this properly, we're going to need a little bit more than we've got. We've bought these two. We've got these two tractors and we've bought 2 Horsch Pronto seed drills. But I think we need more. We need to increase. So what we're going to do is we'll go this way. Oh, no. There we go. We go to this one, and we'll go over to the shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to lease another machine. So let me come into here, and let's take a look at our tractors. We've got a whole selection of different tractors that we can use, and so many people have said that some of these are just too big for this map, they don't want to see it. A lot of people have been asking me to use the Challenger. Now, I've used the Challenger in the Gold Rush series, not the Gold Rush on the mind at the moment, Gold Crest Valley. We used that Challenger there, the MT800E Field Python we used. But we haven't used the standard one without the Python decoration on it. So I'd like to use this one. 492 horsepower, the biggest engine upgrade we can get, 646 horsepower. That's a monster of a tractor. Let's just back out of there a second. The top speed on this is 40k, which is like these. These are slow machines. There's a 50k one there. The Fendt is 60k, the Valtra is 50. So's the New Holland. So, I mean, the New Holland that we're running at the moment, that one with the big engine upgrade, is 435 horsepower. So I want something like that. That one's maybe too big there with 492. This one down here, 384. We upgrade is 438. That would be about right. That sort of fits with the other tractors that we're using. So we're going to lease that one. We're just going to bring that one in just for this job. So we can back out of there, and then we're going to go and we're going to get a seed drill. And I'm thinking that we're going to go for something a little bit bigger, if we could make it fit. I mean, the Horse Pronto, you've got the Horse Pronto. The Lemkin here is not a direct drill, so we can't use that one. We could use the Amazon Condor, a 15-meter drill, and it is a direct drill. So we could use that one, or we could use one of these here. I don't really want to use those. Those are all smaller. So, yeah, do we go for another Horse Pronto? Same as what we got now. Or do we go for a bigger one? The Amazon. I think we'll go... That's going to be too big. That's just going to be too big and cumbersome for the fields that we got. So we are going to go for another Horse Pronto. So let's select that one. And we'll lease that one as well. And then I'm going to buy a couple pallets. I'm not going to use the vitamin this time. We're just going to do this for... Just to speed things up a bit, we're just going to literally shovel it in from the side. We're not even going to lift it up next to the machine. So we want 2 of those as well, like that. And we are done. So we can back out of there. And here we have our pallets and our Challenger. This is actually the first time that I've used the small Challenger. I've not used it at all. I haven't used it in my own save games, where I've just been messing around, where I've been trialing anything out. I've literally never used this machine before. It's the first time I've ever sat in it. So I do just want to take a quick look in cab, see what it's like. It's actually very nice. Very, very spacious cab. You've got a nice wide seat there for a friend to come and sit on. And when you would unfold that bit, and yeah, and control joystick there with everything that you could possibly want on it. I like this tractor, I do. I really do. I like it. It's very nice. Just come back round here and hitch that one on. And there is no PTO on this one. It's a land-driven machine. So let's go. Actually, no, I imagine it's not land-driven. My guess is that it's actually driven off of the pipes, but there's no pipes on there. I don't... Well, it might be, actually. This might actually be a land-driven machine, because it's not an air one, is it? It doesn't have pipes that blow the grain out, so it might just be normal land-driven machine. And then you've got the steps that come up on this tractor up here. That is absolutely... I love the steps going into it. That is brilliant. Okay, let me just start filling it up. There we go. Get that one pallet in, and let me just back round here. I really do like this machine. I think I might be wanting to use a Challenger a little more often. It's just something quite pleasing. I mean, I like the sort of the livery that has been done on those special edition ones that I got, but just this plain one, it does look very, very nice. It's a very short, compact machine as well. I imagine that being so short and compact, it's not... You don't have so many issues with the tracks being thrown off. I mean, I don't know. I've absolutely no clue. What are these machines? For those of you, I know that there are some viewers, some regular viewers, who actually run these types of machines. What are they like for keeping their tracks on? Are they prone to throwing tracks off, or are they pretty good for keeping them on? Is it difficult to throw a track off on these machines, or does it happen for pastime? Is it like the bane of your existence? Every time you turn too sharp, off comes another track. And how does it sort of fare with that? How do you get on with those things? And also, how well can you turn with it? How sharp can you turn on the spot? Or, you know, doing really tight turns without it throwing tracks off? Is that like a constant worry, or is it something you never have to concern yourself with at all, because it's just not going to happen with this machine? I've got no idea. So I'd love to hear a little bit of details about this. I've talked about them before, but I've not really... It's been a very long time, so I don't remember a huge amount about it. Oh, this is actually an air-driven one. So it's got a... I see. If you look there, look. And that bit there. It looks like that there is a fan and motor type thing. So that would be producing the air that is then blown back down through here. That actually gathers up the grain. It comes out, the grain and fertilizer that comes out the bottom of these tanks. They go up there, and that sort of spreads out over the top of those, and it drops down to all the different coulters. So in order to power that fan, I would guess that there is a hydraulic pipe that goes onto there rather than a PTO. Before I worry about that one, let me go... Oh, I'm going to have to go back through the trains here, I think. There we go. This one is doing... Actually, he's still got a fair way to go, so we'll leave that one go. This one has finished, it says. Oh, it's got a little bit over there. Does it have any along this top end? We'll just very quickly tidy up this field, and then we can go on and put this one going in that field right over there. There's a little patch over here that I think it missed. We picked it up as we were first doing it, so let's just drop into there and grab you. Not very realistic doing it like that. I do realise that, but I kind of want to get this job done so that we can get some of the combining done before we have to leave this map. And we are literally on a tight schedule now. We don't have very much time left. We've got to be done from here in, I think it's 3 weeks. It's the 14th of November that the new one comes out, and so we got to be finished on here by the 14th of November. As soon as the 14th of November turns up, that's it. We're out of here. We're off to South America, and we've got a big pile of money down there that we're going to be doing a load of stuff with, and we're sort of going to start up. And we're going to go back to doing it a little bit more realistically than we have been here, because we're going to sort of get our money back to like pretty much standard. I'm just going to let that one carry on there, and I'm going to go back through these to this one. And we're going to make a start with this one. So let's just... Oh, no, we don't want wheat in this one. This one's going to be canola. We're going to do these two big fields around here with canola. So let's just get started on round there. I'm going to sweep it round this corner, even though that's really not the way to do it. And he does turn really tight, doesn't he? Very, very tight. That's actually quite impressive. The turn that it's able to do is actually very impressive. I never fail to be sort of impressed with the Challenger. One thing that I do know about the Challenger, with having used it before, is extremely, extremely sensitive on the steering. It's like drive you insane sensitive on the steering. And if you're not used to it, it can really sort of throw you. And I have been told that that is actually how the things are. They are actually that sensitive on the steering, and it does take a little bit of getting used to. Now, I don't know if all of them are like that, or if it's just some of them, but the ones that are like that, it is quite realistic. And yeah, they really are genuinely that sensitive. So you've got to be a little bit careful when you're using them, that you don't oversteer, and it is entirely possible to do that. So let's just bring this one up here. So we've got this field that we're doing, and then there's that one there with the island in the middle. That's going to be the other one that we do with canola, and everything else on the map I think we'll do with wheat. Just to make it easier and easy to keep up with. We do it sort of just these two different crops. It will make life a lot easier for us to cope with once we start doing our combining. We're not going to have to worry about moving around to the different crops. I know this is not particularly realistic doing it like this, although, that being said, I know that like the crop rotation is like a big thing, but I do know farmers that will literally, they do every single field with one crop or two crops, and then they do two different crops the following year. There is one farmer I know that does wheat one year, everything is in wheat, everything, the whole lot, and then the following year he will do barley and OSR or canola, depending where you're from. He will do those two. He'll like split the fields in half, and he'll do half and half barley and the canola. And then the year after that, I can't actually remember what he does. There's another one that he does. I think he, whether he does a swap of the two, so that it's like barley and canola again, or if he goes. Oh, actually no, he goes back to wheat, doesn't he? He does wheat first, and then he does the barley and the canola, and then he goes back to wheat the third year. And then it goes back into grass. and grass, it stays as grass for like 3 years. And the other fields that he has as grass, they are then put as this crop. Some farmers will keep a field in grass for 7 years and then go back to cropping it, and others will include grass in it just on a normal rotation, and it does tend to vary from farmer to farmer. But I mean, I think that this guy is particularly unusual in that he does everything in wheat and then he splits and he does everything in wheat again. I don't know what his reasons were. I don't know the guy personally. Is just kind of someone that I happened to be speaking to once several years ago, and that's what he does. So yeah, I've no idea if it even still happens, or if it's something that was just kind of, he did it for a little while and then he doesn't do it anymore. I've got absolutely no idea about any of that. I just know that it definitely did happen for a little while. And so yeah, if anybody else does kind of an unusual crop rotation like that, if you're any farmers that are watching, I'd really love to hear about unusual crop rotations, because it does interest me. I'd like to try to play fairly realistically, but with a series like the time-lapse series or something like that, it's so much easier if I could just plant the same crop across everything. If I can do that and then go back through and harvest later on, it's so much easier than it is having to do it with a whole load of different crops. And so because of that, if it is at all realistic, if anybody does do it, it would make my life a lot easier. I'd be able to actually do it and say for certainty, well, yes, it's unusual, but it's still realistic. So yeah, if you do anything like that, I'd really love to hear about it. It would be absolutely fantastic. So we're going to let this one use the standard, the AI vehicle extension to go around, and we'll see how it copes with just getting around this corner. And I think it's going to be absolutely fine. So while that one does that, I'm going to go through, not to this one, but to this one. And we're going to try and just finish this field off and start it on the next one. I don't think this one's going to cope with just setting the AI vehicle extension going on that field over there, because I think it's going to get hung up on different things. So we're going to have to manually nurse it round that field. Let's come through here. That is all of this field done. So we've got another one under our belt, all complete. There we go, that's finished. Whiz round here and we can get started on this field here. So my question for this week is, what would you like me to do about pigs in South America? Would you like me to have pigs there or not? Because if you do, I want to prepare for it beforehand. I'm going to actually reserve a bit of money for it, and I'm also going to have some extra fields ready so that we can sort of use those extra fields for doing pigs and you know, growing the crops for them and stuff like that when we want to get to them, so that we can still concentrate on doing cows and sugarcane in that to start with, and then later on when we want it, we've got like a load of extra fields that we can stick some crops in and we can grow our own food for the pigs. And we don't need to start the pigs from scratch. I don't really want to build up from scratch like I did in Sosnovka again. I'd rather this time be able to sort of go into it in like the mid stage, so 200 to 300 pigs right from the start, and take it from there. So well, probably more like 150 to 200 pigs, to be honest, and then we can sort of take it from that point and we can move on from there and go to like bigger scale pig production if you would like it. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now let me just back out round here. You know, we could have joined that field in as well. I mean, I'm kind of glad that we didn't. I think it's good that we did kind of keep this a little bit separate, but I think we could have ended up joining that one in without it being too difficult. I didn't because of the pond and that in there. I thought it would just be a little bit too awkward. You wouldn't, that's not something that you would join together in real life. You would keep them separate because of the pond there. I mean, if you could fill the pond in, then maybe you would, but as we can't, we're not going to worry about it. And I'm going to try the AI vehicle extension again on this bit, and we'll see how it copes with doing these potatoes. I'll come down to that point there. Let me just see what it's set on. Well, we've got it on normal, so if we go to there and it's on the right hand side, it's doing vehicle circle mode. Let's press H and see how it does with the outside round. It might work, it might not. No. It's absolutely not going to work. It's the potatoes. It doesn't like the potatoes. For some strange reason, those really seem to throw it off. So let me just come down and finish this. Just this one line here I think will be enough. And then I can put it going with the standard AI up alongside that road, and it should work okay. At least that's what I'm hoping. As soon as we get down here, we can test it out. This is my theory. It doesn't like withered potatoes, and I don't know why it doesn't like the withered potatoes. I got a feeling that if we go back... Oh no, I'm going to have to nurse this. I'm going to have to do this manually up here because of that telegraph pole up there. That's going to cause a bit of a problem if we don't. So yeah, because of the... It's something to do with the potatoes and it being withered. And we do need to go and check our Challenger in a minute and see if that one's actually doing okay, because that is having to go around a potato field as well. We get round there without catching it? Yes, we can. Excellent. Look at that. Thing of beauty, that is. Right, I'm hoping that we can go from this point. So let me put it to standard AI, switch that off, and then just press H. It should go all the way to the end. Hopefully it won't get hung up on any cars. Oh, it's going to leave a little strip there. We'll have to tidy that up afterwards. And, oh, of course, yes, the AI turns inside the field now, doesn't it? Which is actually a really, really good little feature. So we can let that one carry on there, and I want to go back this way. This one is still doing all right. It's going to get hung up on that pylon very soon, but at the moment it's doing okay. Go through these, and we're onto this one. And, yes, potatoes have thrown it completely. It'll go on and do that bit, but it thinks that the potato field is already complete. It's really bizarre, that is. Yeah. Okay, there's a strange little feature of the AI vehicle extension for you. It doesn't like potato fields at all. It'll do the rest of the fields. It stops down there and it's come up the edge of the potato field and it's going to come here and it'll go on round and do these cornfields, alright. But it's not going to do that potato bit. I mean, I do actually quite like the fact that it's got some sort of hang-ups because... I don't know. Actually, I've got no idea why I like that. It's just, I just think that it's actually really funny that it doesn't like potato fields. It's like that the workers are just like, nope, nope, I don't like potatoes. I don't want to get involved. I'm not going near them. They're scary. They're round and they're dirty, and I don't want to get involved. And it's not happening. So it's like that the workers have got these phobias about potatoes, and then they're just not going to let you get involved. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all I got time for today with potato phobias and so on and so forth. I will try to get a little bit more of this done before next episode, but we will have to finish the planting in our next episode so that we are then ready for hopefully starting our harvest next week. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.